Hi, ShoeOnHead. This is Guardia Fies. Um, your last few videos, they were quite interesting. They hit a lot of relevant points when you were reflecting on yourself, and it made me think, geez, she really was down to earth and everyone kind of understood it. And it's normal to understand, like, when you have a question, it's like, oh, geez, she makes a valid point. Like, no one would want to talk about without being ridiculed, uh, being called out from other societies, like in pharmacies, scientific, political points. Like, they just call you crazy, and you're right. But a lot of people can relate because we all know this. Like, we feel something's been wrong a long time, and that's just normal. And as a result, a lot of people have been having these thoughts. And because of that, everyone's been trying to figure out how to work it out. So I've had this in my back of the mind for the longest time. So I'm going to go through a few things here. Like in the case of Dark Waters, his name is James Williams. He makes openly known he's a pastor in Louisiana. Sorry, butcher that. But then I go into how he talks about each of his videos, like the meltdown begins. The man's name, as I mentioned, is Dark Waters, so I'll just read the description of his video. In the wake of Donald Trump's election victory, a phenomenon spread across social media. The silent meltdown, unlike the loud protests and vocal outrage seen in countless viral videos, this video captures the quieter, more introspective reactions as people process the political shift in a way you may have missed. Here we dive into the unseen moments and subtle expressions of discontent, disbelief, and resignation that shaped the narrative of the 2016 election aftermath. Tune in and listen closely to these lesser seen responses. What do these quieter moments reveal about our society's deeper division? This video uncovers the nuances of how people really felt during the historic turning point. Is this silent reaction just as telling as the loud outcry? Watch to find out. Don't forget to subscribe for more content, culture, politics, and stories behind the headlines. So in this, Dark Waters goes through various videos, explaining, giving his points, letting people speak out their thoughts. As you see, like it's pretty much what you've already covered in more detail or less detail, depending on how you viewed your own videos and how others have viewed it. And that's just one example. Then I go to another man. His name he goes by on YouTube is God Rules. And he goes into just like God or Dark Waters, but in his own way, talks about the spiritual aspect, the political aspect, what's been going on in the world, more so in the USA, like yourself. And then I go into so I go over a video by God Rules there. Recently I discovered that there were three predictions that seem to have predicted what happened to Charlie Kirk. In this video, I go through these predictions and also other predictions in 2025. I also talk about some of the reaction from Hollywood and also various social media personalities. First, we have Stephen King and what he recently said and how he immediately got backlash. Next, I show what Chris Pratt said and how it reflects what a lot of us feel. Last, to talk about some of these other related predictions and much, much more. All videos and commentary on my channel here are for entertainment purposes only. So, like in this case with God Rules, he goes through a few of these video clips that are on the internet. Like everyone else, like they cover videos in their own way, explaining what's been going on in the world. Like I'll go into more detail and segment it as we go on. And then one more creator I'll reference. He goes by Master Media on YouTube. Everyone's probably seen a few of his videos. He's someone I like watching for a long time, but he made a very critical video recently. So I'll also go over one of Master Media's videos that he did recently. Music use Scott Buckery, Signal to Noise, released under CC by 4.0, and pretty much it. but he'll explain as he talks about in his video. So I'll just let him talk first. Not because I like him, because he makes a very valid point and what I can actually agree with. By the way, ShoeOnHead, you can actually agree with what my star media has to say as well. Okay? I'll let him speak for a minute or so.
Us alive, and people aren't recognizing it. But many of us are. And we're speaking up about it, and we're trying to make change, but change will not happen so easily. These people, it's not just incompetence, it's subversion, but it's even worse than subversion.
Our food is poisoned. Our water is toxic. Our healthcare industry keeps us sick. Our banks manipulate. Our schools indoctrinate. Our government steals. There is no industry left for us. Even the Vatican is not fighting for us. There's no system left in place as a safeguard, and there's nobody coming to save us. And there's no country left to run to. But I think it's a severe mistake to think that you can sit on your hands and God is going to come down and save you. He's testing us now. Why would he end the simulation if we're under all these tests? He wants to see how we're going to perform. We got to fight like hell now for him.
It's a very slow, sophisticated, and methodical genocide of white people. By removing all of their pillars of strength, crushing their spirit, and filling them with all sorts of lies, like suicidal empathy. Giving them all these pharmaceutical drugs that make them crazy, and separating them from God by removing church from the schools, removing Jesus from Christmas songs, and then making Christians seem uncool. And it worked. It worked too well.
So from there, I'll explain more. But everyone has realized this about this situation with Christianity as a religion, as well as other religions. But mostly, in this case, Christianity is being targeted. As Master Media says, it's a test. That's what he says, and he's not wrong. Like, everyone's being tested. Everyone at home, your friends, everyone you know, what you've done, your hobbies, everyone's being tested to see what actually goes on in this world, you know? So the question is, so what do we do? Do we just keep talking? Do we just keep making up stories? And this is where I'm going to go to the next section. Oh, so in this next part, I'm going to have a look at Moist Critical, as people know, or Penguin Zero, as well as Jacksepticeye. I couldn't find Jacksepticeye's video about talking about mental health awareness in that brief clip. It doesn't seem to be there anymore. So I'll just show you and discuss in detail as I go through, okay? So I'll just show you. So I'll just go over this. My Trump phone is coming. Now, I don't mean to diss Penguin Zero, but everyone's probably heard about how Moist Critical has been dealing with all these controversial takes. I know it's his own opinion, but like recently he's just fallen off. And also I've noticed he seems to be very wary of a few orbiters, as people know, as Tom Piker. What else is it? Noel Sampson, Denims, Rogan, and so forth. Well, after the hatred controversy and such. But the main issue is, Vice Critical has been going mental over Donald Trump in this video. And not just that, also in regards to the Jeffrey Epstein files, which everyone is well aware of at this point, which is ridiculous. But the whole point is, I get like you have a system where you have left people who talk about the problems, and you have your right people that have their problems in regards to political, environmental, and so forth. But like, why is it you're all so obsessed with it? I get it, like it affects your daily lives, but over in Ireland, none of us care about politicians because they never promise us anything. They're full of shit. Same with business people. They're full of shit. I apologize for my language, but it's honest truth. I've known this since I was a young lad. Like, I'm 31, so I knew this when I was only just turned 12 more so. Like when I went 14 to learn about business in my first class, it's like, the economy is fucked. After I literally listened to one of my lessons and they explain how over in America, well, how paychecks are done, how the business practice is done with expenses, then your documents in regards to finance statements and balance sheets. There was no way this system was going to work. The bartering system was way more effective, even though people get caught left, right, and center. But the main issue is like everyone's so confused and they can't think straight, and then everyone's hating each other. It's like, and I don't mean to point out Penguin Zero this, lad, you don't deserve it. But at the end of the day, he's just talk about what he thinks is right. But at the same time, he's being pressured by his followers and his friends, I imagine, to talk about in a way that doesn't target him in a bad limelight or get people to try to kill him. Not saying, but he's probably very wary now. That's why he's tiptoeing around the conversation and talk about Trump in a bad way, the way he doesn't piss off majority. And I understand, but really, you can't just run away like that. At the end of the day, everyone's going to be targeted. You need to make a stand. And then with Jacksepticeye, like I mentioned, I couldn't find that video. It was on one of his other smaller channels, but I couldn't find anymore for some reason. But basically, he talked about how the world's gone to shit about mental health. Like back in the day, everyone had so much more easygoing times. Like there was no issues. Talk about the fun stuff like the video games, little niche hobbies like anime and other things like playing sports or just talk about daily life. But now it's just gone out the window ever since the COVID pandemic put everyone into lockdown. Everyone had to listen to rules. The totalitarianism kind of niche set up for the whole World Economic Forum, Freemasons, and all these crazy cultists, as well as these elites that are all in cahoots more likely. But the main issue is ShoeOnHead. I hope you realize, and everyone does realize, we can relate to you. Like everyone feels this, even though there's going to be people who are just going to ridicule, abuse you, because they think you're crazy, which you're not. You're actually very sane. Everyone knows this. Just everyone's afraid of their lives. Like no one wants to die. At some point, when is it enough? You know, like we keep asking and saying these same repeated questions, but as the phrase goes, actions speak louder than words. And so far, the bunch of idiots that are the leftists or liberals or whatever you call them, these psychopaths in political science and whatnot, it's going nowhere. Nothing's actually happening. Everyone's just losing their lives, losing their homes. Everyone's being confused with this whole stage propaganda crap. I've seen it a long time. Like, I hate talk about this in general. Because, like, it's not even interest. It's like, no one ever listens to my words. Because my voice doesn't reach the heavens for like, the politics or presidents or prime ministers and so forth. And then the social media, the news agencies, they're all playing a narrative. They're being paid off by the highest bidder to talk a certain manner. Like, what else can we do? You know? By the way, I'm from Ireland and I don't normally like talking about this stuff. Not because of propaganda crap or whatnot. It's just like, even if I speak, who's going to actually listen to me? And I have been listening to the likes of Tactical Templar, Nuxtaku, yourself, ShoeOnHead, Smogalana, and so many other people of like-minded who actually get what the hell's going on but don't know why they're trying to screw up the whole life. Like the whole point is peace and understanding. From what I can see, is a bunch of dictators or control freaks trying to play chess to see who wins all the resources and pieces, like Monopoly. It's like, oh yeah. Also, for the haters who want to say something stupid, I don't really give a shit what you say about Ireland, but when you insult people on a personal level, don't expect me to be kind. I'm talking to you, Noel Samson, Frogan, Denims, iDubbbz, and Anita, and Hassan Piker, you too, as well as others like Sneeko and other crazy psychopaths that have no logic in their heads. Whatever happened when you joined them cults screwed you up mentally, physically, and psychologically. Get the hell out of your echo chamber, like, cop the hell on. After all these years of growing up, you know what happens to agents who keep talking shy. You go into pillories, you get sent to jail, but you're just using that excuse now that you call a person a PDF, a rapist, other crap that's not relevant because it's the derogatory term has gone out the window from talking like a bunch of idiots, being woke and whatnot, making fun and abusing the systems of Black Lives Matter, LGBTQ+, using the worst paid actors and destroying the whole communities. Like, these communities, they've been oppressed for so long. Like, people in slavery, like white people know this, black people know this. We all understand this common concept. What else do you need to understand? If you keep playing like an idiot, your lives are going to get no better than ours. So pick a side that has the most logic and understanding of what's going on. Keep playing possum, and good Lord, don't expect forgiveness. As history always repeats, as history's always being recycled and played by the evil characters, this world isn't going to get better. It's only going to get into fire and storms. Oh, sorry, Shue, I didn't mean to be so grimace with my words, but it's just to make a point to all them haters out there. But yeah, like, I'm not saying I don't do this for fame or for any sort of recognition. Well, if you want to talk, not saying I'm going to be as charismatic as the rest of the VTubers or people in the world. Like, the reason why I hide behind a VTuber, one, it's fun. Like, you get to play like an animated character or in a video game. That's how I see it. Not because you can interact with the world behind an anonymous original character. I just do it because it's fun. And plus, if there's ever a video game like Sword Art Online or other that you can interface with on a, well, whatever they interface with, it'll be fun. So that's the main reason why I do this, and also other reasons. But yeah, ShoeOnHead, I hope this kind of video helps you understand that you're not alone in this world. We all feel what you feel. Okay? What is this term? Patriotism as a maiden or something else? Don't worry. You're a great lass. And you know that. Your family knows that. Your friends know that. Everyone who watches you know that. Do your best. And if you want words of encouragement, just believe, like you've always have. But if you need more encouragement, we're here to listen. That's the whole point of ears. And we see you with our eyes, you know? So make sure you know what you're doing. Because I know how to survive in this world, and so do you. So don't you ever give up on life. No matter who scares you, you know better. You have a bit of sense to tell you what's right and what's wrong and how to play the game, you know? Good luck.